The New York Mets have officially unveiled their new rolled alternate uniforms, and in this video we will be reacting to those uniforms. I give my take on it, if I like it, if I don't like it. But I'm also going to talk about some other Met uniforms that I did like in the past that I wouldn't mind them reincorporating. And then at the end, I'm going to talk about maybe another potential uniform that the Mets could consider that is brand new. If you enjoy this video going over the latest Mets news, even if it's not a player or a trade or a signing or an injury or anything like that, make sure to hit the like button out of the ballpark. Slide into the comment section. What are your thoughts on this new Mets alternate uniform? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Are there some changes you would have made to it? And also comment down below, what are some uniforms that you've liked that the Mets have worn in the past, or maybe some that you have disliked? And then if you have any ideas for what a potential new uniform for the Mets would be, let me know in the comments. I'm definitely curious to see how everyone's minds think when it comes to designing. And if you're new here and want to make my day, you can subscribe. It is always greatly appreciated. And if you're subscribed already, you know the drill. Tell everyone in your house to subscribe. Tell everyone on the road. I mean, if you're stuck in traffic and you're like, I don't know what to do, I'm stuck at a red light, I need something to do, you can just tell the person that's next to you in the car, hey, subscribe to Frank About Sports. Or if you're at work and you're at school and you don't really want to talk to people, but you have to just say something in the morning when you kind of walk past them, or you're just looking for something to say to people, you can just tell us to subscribe. I really appreciate the support I've gotten, especially over this past week, and you guys have really been showing the new videos a lot of love, so there definitely is more content on the way. And thank you to everyone who's also supported me since day one at any point through this journey. So let's get into this new uniform. So it turns out that the leaks that were online were true, as the uniform that we had saw a few days ago is indeed the uniform that was unveiled today by the New York Mets at Amazing Day. And from what you can see here, it is a dark blue. It has the cursive writing as far as the font. And then also I found interesting is that it's technically blue letters on a blue jersey with the orange outline. So that's the part that I'm not so sure about. I maybe would have gone something else like actual orange letters with maybe a white outline or something like that. I feel like the words don't really stand out since the colors are the same as what's on the jersey. Even though they have the orange outline, I still feel like it's not the easiest to read from a distance. One of the other things I found pretty interesting is that this is a pullover uniform and not something that's a button down. So that definitely is something that you don't always see from every uniform, so I thought it was interesting they went with that choice. But I will say that overall, I like the orange stripes on the sleeve. I like the orange stripes on the neck. I mean, they went very traditional here. I mean, they didn't try to reinvent the wheel. They didn't go completely crazy. I mean, the Mets are blue and orange, so that's what they went with. They went with blue and orange. And I think just overall, the biggest thing that I like about this uniform is the fact that it is a road uniform and that we are now going to see some variety for the Mets with their uniforms during away games. Because when it comes to the alternate jerseys that the Mets have, they're all for home games. I mean, when you're the Mets, you could go with the white jersey, you could go with a blue jersey, you could go with a black jersey, you could go with a City Connect jersey. So it just felt like the Mets had 4 options at home and then just 1 on the road. Also, the Mets had Mercury Mets Day this year at Citi Field, and I was there and got the giveaway, so shout out to my girlfriend. I happen to like this uniform because I got it for free, and it's different, and it represents space, and I liked what the Mets did at that game with the different graphics for like aliens and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. I mean, you saw the pictures that they would like turn Jose Iglesias into the alien that had like OMG with extra arms. Like, it was a fun experience. So I mean, it was just a one-day thing, so there's nothing wrong with just having fun for a day. Now, as far as when we're talking about Mets history and some other uniforms that they've had in the past, I will say that generally speaking, there aren't any uniforms that I totally dislike. I feel like for the most part, they've been pretty standard and they haven't really gone too crazy. They've been very traditional, whether it's home, it's white, away is gray, and they just put blue and orange. There really haven't been too many other colors that they've done. If I had to pick my least favorite uniform, and again, not that I totally dislike the uniform, but I will say the one the Mets had 1993 to 1994, that little tail on the end, I don't know. It doesn't feel very baseball to me. It feels like something you'd see more on like a basketball Supersonics uniform or something like that. It just, something about it just did not seem like a normal Mets uniform. But I will say that the uniform that I personally like the most, again, this is all subjective. This is all opinion based. So you can tell me that, oh, you love the 1993 uniform, and that's totally fine. That's your opinion. And the uniforms that I say that I like, you may say, oh, you don't like that uniform. And that's totally okay because this is all opinion based. There's no right or wrong answer. But For me, I've always really liked the 86 racing pinstripes going all the way down, whether that is home or away. And I really liked how in 2016, to honor the 86 Mets in the 30-year anniversary, that the Mets on Sundays for home games, they would wear a 86 uniform. And that's something that, you know what, maybe they could do it again next year for the 40th anniversary. I wouldn't mind that at all. Another uniform that I like, not necessarily because of the design, but more so the meaning behind it, was the Military Monday uniform that the Mets would do in 2014 and 2015. I like anything that honors the armed forces, anything that's for the military or anything like that. I'm always all for it. So I feel like that's something that should have stayed for Mondays going forward. I don't know why that had to be a 2-year thing, but I would say that's something that I definitely would like back. It doesn't have to look the prettiest, but more so that you just are doing something to honor those that make the ultimate sacrifice for us. I always find to be very important. And then one more uniform that I feel like doesn't get talked about a lot and was not worn for a very long time at all was the orange Los Mets uniform. Now with this uniform, you are honoring Hispanic heritage, but more so, it doesn't have to necessarily be a Los Mets uniform, but just in general, I'm kind of surprised that we have not seen a orange uniform recently. Because I do find that with a lot of City Connect jerseys and a lot of alternate jerseys that we've seen these past few years from other teams, they are very bright colors. I mean, you look at what the Padres uniform has that they're about to retire with the pink and the mint green and yellow, and like you see the Boston uniform that's bright yellow with the light blue on it. So I feel like you've seen a lot of these really bright uniforms, and then with the Mets City Connect, you know, they went with the concrete, you know, concrete jungle, gray kind of thing representing New York City, which is fine. What I do like about City Connect for the Mets is that it does have a lot of meaning and things behind it and the way they designed it and how it relates to New York. I also love the little touch of Grimace lavender purple. That's definitely given them more options with gear. I mean, you've seen Vientos and Marte with like those lavender glitter cleats that they've been wearing. So it does give them some more uniform options. But I think overall, a team that your main colors are blue and orange, I'm surprised that we haven't seen an orange jersey yet. So if there was one new uniform that I would add, it would be something that incorporates orange a little more. It doesn't have to necessarily be something that blinds you, but I do think that they could do something that has an orange uniform, because the Astros have an orange jersey that's a uniform, and no one really seems to think it's such a big deal. Like, oh my gosh, it's orange, turn off the TV, I can't take it. Like, that hasn't been the case. So that would be the one addition that I wouldn't mind, and if they want to make it a road uniform to give them more variety, that's fine as well. I mean, orange and gray, it might go a little better than the orange with the white, because then it might be too bright, but that's just an opinion. Up next is the usual Mets Weekly stream at 7 p.m. Eastern on Monday, where we're always talking the latest Mets news. And then I'm going to have a solo video on Wednesday, so definitely stay tuned for that. And as always, if you guys have any video suggestions, you can leave them down in the comment section below as far as what you guys want to see. I definitely can try to provide that for you. So thank you all for watching, and until the next one, have a great day, and let's go Mets!